He chuckled, his foot pressing into the black passenger's chest as his friends captured the moment, egging him on with loud cheers. What they thought was harmless fun quickly turned into a moment of regret. The video spread like wildfire, exposing his cruelty, and the man who refused to move could only watch in horror as his decision spiraled into something much bigger. But before we continue, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. If you believe respect is something we all must protect, hit that like button and subscribe to keep stories like this coming. Now let's dive in. The train rumbled as it pulled out of the station, but the noise wasn't the usual clatter of steel on tracks. It was the loud, careless laughter of a group of young passengers who thought they could do whatever they wanted. Phones were raised, cameras ready, every moment was content for their amusement. Among them sat a white boy in a light blue hoodie, stretched across two seats. His leg was flung wide, blocking the aisle. He leaned back, a smug grin on his face, daring anyone to challenge him. His friends egged him on, their voices brash and reckless. That's when the black man in the gray t-shirt appeared. In his late 20s, his build was strong, but his demeanor was one of quiet restraint. He stepped up to the boy's seat, eyes fixed on the leg blocking his path. With a calm voice he said, "Excuse me, that's my seat." The boy didn't budge. Instead, he smirked, glancing at his friends, then back at the man standing before him. "Your seat? Really? I don't see your name on it." Laughter erupted from the group. A girl pulled out her phone, the camera pointed at the scene, ready to capture it for their entertainment. The black man's voice remained calm, unwavering. "I paid for this seat. Move your leg." But the boy only leaned back even further, pushing his sneaker further into the aisle, making it clear he wasn't backing down. He folded his arms behind his head, his voice loud enough for the whole carriage to hear. "Why don't you go find another seat? There's plenty of them. This one's taken." "Taken?" the man asked, his jaw tightening. "Yeah," the boy sneered, his grin growing wider. "By someone who actually belongs here." His eyes scanned the man's skin with blatant disrespect. "Not you." The laughter around them grew louder, sharper. Phones were tilted closer, capturing every moment. A chant started from the back of the train. "Don't move. Don't move." The black man took a slow breath, gripping the rail beside him. He had been pushed aside before, ignored, made to feel less than. He promised himself he wouldn't let it break him again. But standing there, surrounded by mocking stares, feeling like an unwelcome intruder in a seat he had every right to occupy, that stung. "Move your leg," he repeated, his voice stronger this time. But the boy leaned forward, suddenly close, his face inches from the man's. "Or what? What are you going to do about it? This is my country, my train, my seat. Guys like you should stand anyway. That's what you're used to, right?" His words felt like blows, each one landing harder than the last. The black man's fists tightened at his sides, his body straining against the urge to lash out. His silence only seemed to inflate the boy's arrogance. "See? Nothing to say," the boy taunted, sneering. "That's the problem with people like you. Always taking, never giving." The group erupted in laughter. One of the boys slapped the hoodie wearer on the back, while another zoomed in on his phone. "Get his face, bro, look how serious he is." The black man clenched his jaw, but his eyes, though calm, carried the weight of a storm. "I earned that seat." The hoodie-wearing boy stretched out even further, swinging his leg so that the sole of his shoe pressed firmly into the man's chest. A collective gasp filled the train car. Some laughed louder, some looked away in embarrassment, but no one stepped in. "You don't tell me what to do," the boy jeered. "I tell you. You stand while I sit. That's how it works." The man's chest heaved with each breath, his body stiff with the humiliation. His eyes scanned the crowd, some entertained, some horrified, but all silent, unwilling to act. It was easier to be a bystander. "This isn't funny," the man said, his voice breaking through the chaos. "You think this is a joke, but you're showing the world who you really are." The boy scoffed. The world? Please, nobody cares. You're just another nobody. Before he could finish, the conductor's shadow loomed at the end of the aisle. The train car fell slightly quieter, though the phones remained raised, recording the moment. The black man didn't budge. He didn't retreat. He stood there, humiliated, the weight of the boy's shoe on his chest, mocked by strangers. His dignity had been bruised, but his resolve only grew sharper. The hoodie-wearing boy shot one last smug grin. You better get used to standing, man. You're gonna be there a while. The train rumbled on, but the silence that followed wasn't filled with laughter anymore. It was thick, suffocating with unspoken tension. The conductor appeared, his hat pulled low, his face hard and serious. "What's going on here?" he asked, his voice cutting through the stillness. The boy's friends went quiet, the phone holder fumbling with his words. It's nothing," he muttered. "Just a joke." The black man stood tall, his jaw tight. "He refuses to move. That's my seat. I paid for it." The conductor's eyes fell on the boy's outstretched leg. "Son, take your foot down. Now." The boy's smirk faltered, but his pride held strong. "Relax, man. We're just messing around. No harm done." But the conductor snapped, his voice sharp and commanding. "You're blocking seats, disrespecting another passenger, and you think this is funny?" In the back of the car, a woman muttered, "Disgraceful." The hoodie boy shifted, but his pride still held him captive. He finally dropped his foot, but not without one final shot. "Fine, let him sit. Guess it's the only time he'll ever sit above me." The black man sat down, his silence louder than any words. His chest burned from the sting of the insult, but he said nothing. The phones kept recording, the camera still trained on him. Every insult, every sneer, every moment, being broadcast for the world to see. By the time the train reached its next stop, the video had already spread. In just a few hours, the video was everywhere. The thumbnail, featuring a laughing white boy, his foot pressing down into the chest of a calm black passenger, flooded every feed. "Racist on train block seat" became the headline that dominated social media. Thousands of comments followed. "Who is this guy? Shameful. That man deserves respect." The boy had thought it was just a harmless joke. Now his face, his name, his arrogant smirk were all permanently etched into screens across the country. The public didn't stop there. They uncovered the story of the black passenger, a hard-working man returning home after a double shift, saving a little each week just to afford his daily commute. A man who had silently endured stares, whispers, and subtle cruelties his whole life, until now. The moment had come when the mask slipped. What the boy had hoped would humiliate the black man only sparked the internet's outrage. The comments shifted from pity to fury, and the fury turned into headlines. By the following morning, the boy who thought he could get away with it found himself facing a backlash he never saw coming. At school, whispers followed him like a shadow. At work, doors slammed shut. His friends, the ones who had laughed the loudest, deleted their accounts and disappeared into silence. But it was too late. The video had gone viral and it would live on. The next week, the black man boarded the train again, wearing the same gray shirt, his expression as calm as ever. But this time the looks were different. Strangers stood up to offer him a seat before he even asked. Heads nodded respectfully in his direction. The whispers weren't cruel anymore. They were silent apologies, loud in their sincerity. And then, at the far end of the carriage, he saw him, the boy in the blue hoodie. No friends, no phone, no smug grin. Just a hunched figure, his eyes avoiding the black man's gaze as soon as they locked. All the pride, all the arrogance had drained away. What was left was nothing but shame. The black man didn't say a word. He didn't need to. His silence was louder than any insult could ever be. The boy, shrinking into his seat, felt the full weight of his regret pressed down on him. The train rolled on and the balance had shifted. The man who had been mocked walked with quiet dignity. The boy who had mocked couldn't even raise his head. That night, as the boy aimlessly scrolled through his phone, he couldn't escape the image that haunted him. Over and over, it flashed on the screen. His own face, smugly grinning, pressing his foot into another man's chest. Beneath it, a flood of comments poured in. Shame. Respect isn't demanded through mockery, one comment read. It's built on character. The boy slammed his phone down, but the echo of his actions refused to fade. He had once believed power was found in mocking others, in wearing arrogance like a crown. But too late, he learned that true power wasn't in laughter, it was in dignity. And dignity? That was something he no longer had. The story of that train ride spread far beyond that single moment. For some, it was just another viral video. For others, it became a lesson, one that reminded the world that cruelty, when captured, becomes forever etched in memory, but dignity, even when humiliated, always rises. For the boy who refused to move, his regret didn't arrive all at once. It lingered, a constant reminder. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more powerful, unexpected, and dramatic tales. And tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? We love hearing from all of you. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching.